You step onto a scale, a number appears, you barely think about it. But behind that number is one of the strangest gambles evolution ever made. Smaller would have been easier. Smaller bodies need less food. They hide better, breed faster, survive famine longer. A mouse lives on crumbs. You cannot. So why did your ancestors bet everything on getting big? The answer is stranger, then bigger is stronger. In 2012, biologist Alistair Evans tracked mammal body size across 65 million years. He found a pattern scientists call Cope's rule, named after paleontologist Edward Drinker Cope. Across most lineages, size crept upward over time, but never for free. On land, gravity always collects its tax, so why pay it? A larger body loses heat more slowly? In 1847, biologist Carl Bergman noticed animals in colder climates tend to be bigger than their warm climate relatives. Less surface area, relative to volume, means less heat lost. As hominins moved into open, exposed grassland, that mattered. Size also solved a movement problem. Anthropologist Daniel Lieberman studies a strange human advantage: endurance. You can't outsprint a cheetah, but you can outlast almost any animal on Earth over long distances, because sweating lets you dump heat while moving. This let early humans chase prey for hours until it collapsed. That strategy needed a body built for covering ground, but traveling farther for food raises a question. Why did food requirements change at all? Because something else got expensive. Your ancestors weren't just getting taller, their brains were expanding, and neural tissue burns energy ferociously. In 1995, Leslie Aiello and Peter Wheeler proposed the expensive tissue hypothesis. As brains grew, guts appear to have shrunk. The body wasn't paying for two costly organs. It traded one for the other, shifting toward denser, easier to digest food. Anthropologist Christopher Kuzawa measured just how steep that brain budget is. Around age 5, a child's brain can consume close to half their entire resting energy, nearly the whole bill. To pay it, body growth slowed. Human children grow far more slowly than chimpanzees. That slow childhood wasn't a flaw. It was a redirection, energy rerouted toward the most expensive organ in the animal kingdom. But a slow-growing child needs support for years. Who provides it? Anthropologist Kristen Hawkes studied older women in hunter-gatherer communities and noticed something unusual. Long after their own reproductive years ended, they kept gathering food for grandchildren. Her grandmother hypothesis suggests this may explain human menopause itself. Older women who stopped reproducing but kept provisioning allowed mothers to have children sooner while survival held steady. An expensive child became sustainable because the whole group paid the bill. Every piece connects. Bigger bodies bought heat retention and endurance. Endurance bought access to distant, high-quality food. That food paid for a smaller gut and a bigger brain. A bigger brain demanded a longer childhood. A longer childhood required grandmothers and cooperation. But an economy needs a budget. Anthropologist Herman Poncer measured energy use in hunter-gatherer populations and found something surprising. Despite intense daily activity, they burned roughly the same total calories as sedentary adults elsewhere. The body doesn't simply spend more when it works harder, it compensates, reallocating energy to keep the total steady. Your body isn't a furnace. It's a negotiator, constantly rebalancing a fixed budget. So the real story isn't that bigger is better. It's trade-offs stacked on trade-offs, all paid from the same limited daily income your ancestors could extract from the world. Small never disappeared because it failed. Mice outnumber humans easily. Insects outweigh humans as a group. Staying small was simply a different bet. Your ancestors made the expensive one. Long childhoods, shrunken guts, cooperative grandmothers, endurance-built limbs, all gambled against something small bodies could never offer. The ability to outthink a problem instead of just outrunning or outbreeding it. That gamble is still being paid every day, inside you. Every meal settles a debt taken on hundreds of thousands of years ago. Every year a child spends small next to adults is that same debt, buying time for a brain that isn't finished being built. You step onto a scale, a number appears, you barely think about it, but that number is the final installment on a bet placed long before you were born, and somehow, against every easier alternative, it's still paying off.